Hi guys, igama AsandaNtini. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today is Human Rights Day, the 21st of March 2022, and South Africa, we are celebrating our Human Rights Day. That's why it's a holiday, by the way. That's why many of you are actually not at work, in case you are wondering why are we actually not working today. Anyways, let's discuss what is Human Rights Day and how it actually matters. Okay, before we discuss this video any further, let us first speak about human rights. What are human rights? Who has human rights? Okay, ngiyashiselwa guys, so ngiba namadevu mengabe ngishiselwa. Like, it's a thing that I have. Like, I don't know why is it actually this hot in this room. I don't get it. Anyways, what are human rights? Human rights are, I did some notes, so I'll keep on looking down at this point. So these are rights that are inherent. It's rights that you are born with. It's not rights that you get because of baby being part of a certain body, but it's rights that you are born with. Regardless of what race, gender, sexual orientation, nationality, language, ethnicity, or any other status, whether it's a social status or whatever status it is, you still qualify to have these rights. Ama rights zakho, no one can take them away from you. So this includes people that are incarcerated, so people that are in prison, and also includes people that are homeless. I'm mentioning homeless people. In 2019, I was part of an organization that works with homeless people, and most of them, when we were discussing this thing of human rights, because I remember, I think I'm the one who did that lecture or talk, whatever you may mention, you can call it, where I spoke about human rights and spoke about how each and every one of us actually has human rights, and they were not having it. They were like, but then why do we feel that we don't have rights? Why are we treated as the other in society? Regardless of how people treat you, regardless of how people perceive you, you still have the human right, and that doesn't change. All right. So how are these rights governed? Internationally, we have international human rights. We have organizations like the UN, the AU, which speak the same language. The language is laying foundation and obligations on governments to act in certain ways or refrain from acting in certain ways in order to promote the fundamental rights, which include the right to life, the right to human dignity, the right to your right to freedom. So it speaks of your freedom of expression. So these organizations and international human rights law protects rights which are civil rights, cultural rights, economic rights, political rights, and social rights. Please do more research on what are these types of categories of rights in order for you to understand what I'm actually speaking about. The Nation Declaration of Human Rights, which was in Paris in 1948, was the first declaration which sets out the rights of all human rights internationally. It's the first one that actually protects these rights. So back to local. Let's bring it back to South Africa. Why are we celebrating Human Rights Day? I mean, we do have the International Human Rights Day, but then why does South Africa have the National Human Rights Day, which is today, the 21st of March? Why do we have that? All right. So we had this apartheid government, unfortunately, which ruled in our country. White people decided that we are the other. Anyways, so in 1960, 21 March, there is the known and famous Sharpeville massacre, where the apartheid government shot and killed 60 people. No, not 60, 69 people during a peaceful protest, which was a protest against this inhumane treatment of people just because of their race. So we celebrate this annually in order to remind South Africans the sacrifices that accompanied the struggle of attainment of this democracy that we now have. The fact that we are now able to speak of human rights as being a right to everyone should also be something that we remind ourselves every time, that there are certain people that actually died in order for us to have this. So in South Africa, how do we actually, where are these human rights written and where do we actually find them? They are in the Constitution. The Constitution of South Africa was adopted, the final Constitution was adopted in 1996, December. And let me read you the preamble of our Constitution. It says, "We, the people of South Africa, recognize the injustices of our past. We honor those who suffered for justice, freedom in our land. We respect those who have worked to build and develop our country, and believe that South Africa belongs to all those who live in it, united in our diversity." So the Constitution, everything that's in the Constitution, including the Bill of Rights, it is supreme. It governs everyone who is in our country. So the Constitution includes Chapter 2. Okay, let me show you my Constitution. I have this one. Not different types. It's the same thing, but then depends. Did you buy it with Juta? Where did you buy it? So mine is like this. I don't know if this will actually focus. Mine is this. Constitution of South Africa. It has this guy. Now my nails, by the way. It's been 4 weeks. I'll be fixing them soon. Anyways, the Bill of Rights is in Chapter 2. Bill of Rights is in Chapter 2 of the Constitution. Chapter 2 of the Constitution, let's read Section 7, which speaks of the rights. So the Bill of Rights is the cornerstone of democracy in South Africa. It enshrines the rights of all people in our country. It affirms the democratic values of human dignity, equality, and freedom. The state must respect, protect, promote, and fulfill the rights in the Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights applies to all laws. Section 7. Section 8, subsection 1 says the Bill of Rights applies to all law. It binds all legislature, executive, the judiciary, and all organs of state. It binds natural and juristic persons. It is applicable, taking into account the nature of the right and the nature of any duty imposed by the right. All right. So, as I've mentioned, our Constitution is what actually gives us our rights of freedom, our human rights, and protects our human rights. So everyone, as I've discussed, again, I'm still going to mention this again. By everyone, it means people that are visiting. It means foreigners. It means people that are actually not even supposed to be here, even illegal immigrants. Once you are in, because the Constitution doesn't say that it protects only those who are here legally, but it says it protects all of those who are in South Africa. It protects all people in our country. It affirms democratic values. So everyone who is in our country has a value of human dignity, equality, and freedom. And that's what the international human rights law also requires from us. That's why it was so much noise when South Africa was in apartheid. And the country was actually and the country was actually burned from participating in certain things and in certain areas. So even now, that's why there is so much noise on Putin and Russia. Not noise, but that's why there is so much urgency for everyone to act on the issue that's happening between Ukraine and Russia, because everyone is bound by international law. Everyone has human rights, whether they are practicing it correctly or not. That's a topic for another day, but I'm just here to tell you what are the human rights and the rights that you have. Okay, so what are my favorite human rights? By the way, our rights, if you want to know all about them, if you want to know about all of our rights, it's actually section 7 to section 39. So I cannot discuss all of that with you, but I'll just highlight you one of my favorite, tell you 3 or 4 of my favorites. First one is section 9, the equality clause. I really like this clause and this right. Everyone is equal before the law. They have a right to equal protection and benefit of the law. Anyone who knows me knows how much I love equality. I love justice. I love everything about it, and that's why this right always resonates with me so much, because subsection 3 of this says that the state or anyone may not be unfairly discriminated directly or indirectly on grounds of race, gender, pregnancy, marital status, ethnic and social origin, color, social orientation, age, disability, religion, conscience, belief, culture, language, and birth. No one has a right to actually treat you unfairly just because of those things. We are all equal before the law. Whether you are seeing that or not doesn't matter. What matters is that if you feel that you are not equally treated, you can take whatever it is that you feel to the correct forum. My next favorite right is, so it says the state, and then subsection 4 goes on to a person and says that you may not discriminate a person unfairly in terms of these so mentioned grounds, which include race, which includes religion. So if you feel that you don't want to mingle with certain people because of the religion that they attend, don't discriminate them. Don't unfairly treat them just because just because they believe in what you don't believe in. It's not your place, and you're actually infringing their human right. Okay. Right. Everyone has a right to just administrative action that is lawful, reasonable, and procedurally fair. Everyone whose right has been affected by administrative action has a right to be given written reasons. So by administrative action, it could be that they decided not to give you books when the government. So now this one speaks to the government on providing stuff for you. If they are not providing, if they are not doing what they're supposed to be doing in terms of the administrative law and in terms of their administrative duties, and you feel that you have been discriminated in that sense, you have to actually have reasons in writing. This could be in terms of you not getting a certain tender, you not having roads, you not being given books at school when you are supposed to be given. The government must give you reasons for that. And if you don't have reasons, you have a right to go back to them and ask them for reasons, and the reasons must be in writing. See, I like it. I like section 33. My final one is access to courts. Everyone has a right to have any dispute which can be resolved by application of law, decided in fair public hearing before a court or any independent or an impartial tribunal or forum. So by tribunal, it could be that you are taking your matter to the CCMA, you are taking your matter to the Human Rights Commission, you are taking your matter wherever where it's supposed to be discussed. So you have right access to those things. This is one of my favorite rights, because I like it when people have access to law. I like it when law is practiced and is seen and it works, because people are aware and people are going to practice and participate in their rights. So that's what I want you guys to always do. If you feel that you have been unfairly dismissed, go to CCMA before 30 days goes by. Have your right access, then you will see that umthetho uyasebenza and umthetho is there and it's active. And our democracy works. We just need to work with it, and we just need to actually find ways of enforcing and always participating in it, because people have rights to access to courts, but they don't go to courts. So that's one of my favorite rights again. And then, with all that being said, we have section 36, which is the limitation clause. The Bill of Rights may be limited in terms of general application to the extent that the limitation is reasonable, it's justifiable in an open and democratic society, and it's based on human rights. On human dignity, equality, and freedom. When are rights limited? Your freedom of movement in the could be limited if we skebengu or an accused skebengu. Your rights could be limited in that sense. We're going to take you and put you in jail. Now we are taking away one of your rights, which is your freedom of movement. See? And then let's go back to how we had our rights limited when COVID first started messing with our lives, and we had curfews, we had all of that. That was done by using and accessing with and practicing with the Section 36. So, in as much as we have rights of movement, we have rights of staying wherever we want, we had our rights limited during that time in order to protect human life, in order to protect whatever it is that needed to be protected. So it has to be justifiable, it has to be reasonable. Limited. One cannot just deny you something and say, no, I'm denying you because I want to deny you. No, even the government can't do that. So let's discuss what are your favorite rights and how have you guys seen human rights being practiced. Do you have any story that you want to share? And if you don't want to discuss it here, you can always go over onto my Instagram and we'll discuss it there and speak about human rights. I hope the next time that we have human rights next year, because this video is coming out tomorrow, the day after Human Rights Day, where you can actually tell me, you can actually remind people and tell people that actually this is actually a very important day. It's not just for vibes and for whatnot. Yes, most people enjoy it, and you enjoy the fact that we actually get to relax and not be at work, not have to work, but it's also a good day for a reflection and seeing how far we're going. Let me know in the comment section if you feel that we are actually doing well as a country, and if you actually what do you want to see more of in terms of human rights being applicable. I would like to see water in my tap. I would actually like to have an explanation as to why is my right to water and sanitation being infringed so much. It's been November, December, January, February, March. It's been 5 months without water in our taps. I just would like to speak to whoever that's responsible for water. Why? Okay guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and also follow me on my Instagram. It's AsandaNtini, and where else? Oh, also on Twitter it's AsandaNtini, and also follow my blog. I'll link everything below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I think I've already said that. Okay, bye.